Johnny Janae, and this is going to be group therapy session 2, because I just really wanted to talk to you guys, but I wanted this one to be a little bit more geared towards like mental health and kind of check up on how I'm doing and dealing with things and different stuff like that, right? So initially I did a group therapy session 1. You guys can go back in my other videos and watch that and kind of see what I was talking about. But kind of mental health wise, I think people should prioritize asking the people that are around them more so often, how are they doing, and like how are they feeling, how are things affecting them, you know, different things of that nature. So currently, if you all followed along with my series, or you've been following along, hey sis, hey baby, how you doing? Thank you for being here from the jump, right? If you haven't been following along with my series, then you can go back and watch it, or you could just kind of stay updated with the current. But as of right now, I moved out of my car and I moved into a hotel. Kind of been hotel hopping a little bit, but I moved into a hotel and moved out of my car. And I started working at Magic City again. And anybody that was kind of following along with the series knew that I didn't really want to go back and dance, but just the circumstances of what I was going through, like my car breaking down and all of that, it kind of left me with no choice. Like sometimes you have to do things that you don't really want to do so that you can kind of get to where you want to go. And I'm still a firm believer in, even if you have to sometimes do what you don't want to do, or sometimes be somebody that you don't really want to be, you can still hold firm in your boundaries and your morals and in deciding to be a good, decent person, no matter what you're doing, right? So I am somebody who has come from all types of hardships. Everybody has their own hardships, so don't think y'all, when I'm talking about certain stuff, it's for sympathy and, oh my God, my life was so hard, feel bad for me. No, I'm speaking from a place of nothing is perfect and nobody is perfect. So we've all been through different stuff, and I mean, my childhood was quite difficult, and everybody can have their own levels of difficult in life. So I don't believe in really invalidating anyone's experience, because we all can experience different levels of a situation, and something can be traumatizing to me and not traumatizing to you, or something can be like, oh, she just needs to get over it, you know? And it's not really about getting over it for me per se. I've reached a point where I'm okay with talking through things so that I can grow from them, I can heal from them, I can be retrospective so I can see, okay, where might I have gone wrong? Where might I have gone right? If I'm faced with a situation like this again, what should I do? What can I say? If somebody's going through a situation that's similar to what I was experiencing, how can I be empathetic towards their situation? How can I not brush them off and make them feel like their feelings aren't valid and different stuff like that, you know? So me speaking on my past a lot, 100%, y'all, I say it all the time, y'all feeling bad for me does not help me. Like, what helps me is making money, and no matter how much I didn't want to go back to working at the club, I chose to do it, and like, nobody put a gun to my head, but I chose to do it, and I have to deal with whatever comes with it, you know? And a lot can definitely come with working at the club, and a lot can come with working anywhere else. So there's also a saying, there's also a saying in life, right? It's like being broke is hard, being rich is hard, being middle class is hard, being pretty is hard, being ugly is hard, being smart is hard, being dumb is hard. You know, like in anything, you have to choose your hard, right? So I think a lot of the time, we as humans tend to invalidate other people's experiences because we're thinking that what we're going through is so hard, or we're thinking that what they're going through can't possibly be hard because, oh, you must have it all, or oh, you got this, or oh, you got that. You got to be happy. You could be able to afford this and afford that. And will I tell you guys that money doesn't buy happiness? Hell no. Money definitely can buy happiness. Money inches you closer to happiness. Money inches you closer to comfort. And a big thing that I've always prioritized or wanted as a child when we were going through it was I just wanted to be comfortable. I never wanted to be rich. I just wanted to be comfortable. I just wanted to breathe and chill and people not bully me and I'm not moving every 2 seconds, and I wanted to go to sleep not being hungry or not have to wait the whole weekend for the weekday to restart so we could go back to school and eat. I wanted to not have to go through like stealing food so we could have food in the house, like stealing toilet paper. Life is hard, and life can be hard to somebody else. Quite frankly, come to realize there are people that live in mansions that are billionaires that are depressed, that want to kill themselves. And this can happen because a lot of people don't value asking people, are you okay? Like, how are you really doing? I know you got a lot going for yourself, but how do you really feel? How are you dealing with it, you know? And people glamorize the struggle a lot. But we only glamorize it because we got no choice. That's just what we got to deal with, you know? So me coming out of a lot of different situations in life has made me resilient, yes, but it still affects me mentally. And I can't say that it doesn't affect me mentally. I can try to pretend like it doesn't affect me. I can say I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to revisit. I don't want to harp on it. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But does that help me to heal from it? No. It just is something that's compartmentalized and sitting at the back of my mind. And what I had to come to realize when I was younger, I used to be very good at compartmentalization because that's all I was taught and that's all I knew. And as I grew older and prioritized my mental health and prioritized trying to actually heal from situations opposed to them just sitting at the back of my mind and passively or like inactively affecting me, where I'm not realizing that I'm being affected by these issues that I have with my parents. I'm being affected by these issues that I have with experiencing bullying. I'm being affected by these issues that I have with not feeling a sense of stability. It all will sit at the back of your mind and it can manifest itself in your day-to-day life and you won't even realize it. So I'm a firm believer in no, you don't have to do everything publicly like I do it. I'm just a different kind of person because I feel like God put it on my heart to be somebody that can speak on what I'm going through personally, that can help the next person to handle what they are going through. So that's just my thing that I believe I got from God. So that's why I behave the way that I behave. But I do believe it's very important to work through your feelings, to be able to communicate your feelings, to be able to say, hey, this is what hurt me. This is what does well for me. Can you do this? Can you do that? Like just, different stuff like that, right? So I've worked so hard on it, I came to realize, because I wanted to understand the people that were around me, the parents that I have, the people that bullied me, the siblings I have. I wanted to understand my dynamics in different ways so that I could be able to deal with them or grow from them or heal from them. And the more that I worked on myself, I realized that some people aren't working on themselves, or they just refuse to, never will. And you have to accept people for where they're at. And this goes back to kind of like me speaking on situations and telling the people around me how they hurt me. I would be met with invalidating sometimes, or a lot of the time, because people don't just invalidate you because they feel like, oh, how could that have been anything? I went through worse than you. People will invalidate you because they don't want to acknowledge that they're a part of the reason why you're hurting. So it's definitely important to place value upon mental health. It's definitely important to want to talk to people about how they feel and how you might have affected them in different ways, even if you haven't realized you affected them. And leave that open room in that space to try to talk to people and create that dialogue so you can grow from it. Because do I want to be no contact with my family? No. But my family is a big cause, has always been a big cause of heartache for me, of stress, of anxiety, of just drama. So the place I'm at in my life right now, No, I did not in no way, shape, or form want to go back to dancing because it's the same thing. It's a place of stress, anxiety, survival mode. Like, it's not really good mentally for you. But sad to say, being broke ain't either. Being broke is not good for you. It's stressful to be broke. It can be stressful to be rich too. That's why I say pick your heart. So you have to value your mental health, especially when you're put into certain environments where it's going to be constantly attacked religiously. And I feel like the strip club is somewhere that consistently will attack your mental health. And that's why I prioritize really working on it and talking through stuff and letting people know it is not all shits and giggles. It is not gravy. It comes with a lot. It comes with a lot. And even to speak to the point, people lose empathy for you when you start to get money. People lose empathy for you when you start to get rich. People lose empathy for you when you start to get clouded. People lack empathy for you when you're pretty. People lack empathy for you overall, like, because some people just don't give a fuck about the next human being beside them. But people do definitely begin to lack empathy for you when you start to gain stuff that they would like to have. So don't feel like everybody with money is happy. I know so many miserable bitches with money because of what they have to do to get the money, because what they have to do to keep the money, or because they just have not worked on themselves and their issues to be able to sustain a happy mindset while having the money. They've got the money, but they're still so unhappy within themselves. They can pick and prod and fix this and fix that, but they're still so fucking unhappy because they didn't work on their mind. People doll up the outside. They get surgeries, they get designer things, they get expensive makeup, expensive clothes, and you're still unhappy. Why? Because you're not working on your inners. So what I can say is that currently mentally, the place that I'm in while dancing is not a bad place anymore because I know how to engage it. I know how to take a step back from it while also still being actively in the environment. I know how to not take it personal. A big part of me learning how to deal with things is not taking shit personal. A lot of the way people react to you and to situations says more about them than it says about you. Let me say that again. The way that people react to situations and you says more about them than it says about you. So when you learn to stop taking every single thing personal, you will start to truly be okay. So I used to definitely be in the environment and taking rejection personal from people, taking disrespect personal from people. And yeah, disrespect can be personal, but I kind of brush things off more of a sense because I'd be like, bro, you're ridiculous. You on drugs, you high as hell, you drunk, you ridiculous, you're an asshole. Like, I just don't take shit personal anymore. Bitches hating, I don't take it personal anymore. Like, you got whatever going on in yourself, you got whatever going on in your life, and you want to seem to make me the villain of your story when I'm minding my fucking business. It is what the fuck it is. So at the end of the day, let me see what I can do because I want to clean my face off. I'm going to take some witch hazel. So at the end of the day, the place that I'm in mentally, am I okay? I'm going to say yes and no. And I'm going to give you guys the reason why I say yes and no, right? And I'm going to be very transparent with why I'm saying yes and no, right? Am I okay when it comes to dealing with the environment of like my work environment and me getting money to try to work towards being better and stuff like that? I've learned how to cope and to deal with it because I kind of have no choice. Like, I might skip like 1 or 2 days of work, but to an extent, I have no choice but to go to work. Like, I have to go to work. Every morning I wake up, I have to pay for my hotel. And even to a certain extent, I was about to say, do I kind of miss living in my car low key? Because this hotel shit is expensive as fuck. And I have no choice but to have to get up and go to work every single day in this negative environment. So that leaves me with the no choice but to learn how to deal with being in such a negative, cutthroat, toxic environment. So, am I okay when it comes to that? Yeah, I'm all right. Like, is it frustrating? Yeah, but it's not as emotionally taxing as it used to be, per se. Now, on the other front of me feeling like I'm not really okay, I definitely realized lately that my mother's passing away has been hitting me real bad. I really miss my mom, like real bad. I miss being in a relationship. I miss companionship. I've always felt a yearning for having friends, but I'm also a person that extremely values genuine, authentic connection with people that is meaningful. I don't like shallow connections. I know every connection in life you make is not going to be genuine and authentic and exhilarating and just so tantalizing, so educational. But, strong but, I personally do not really want to deal with shallow people. I don't personally want to deal with people that I know value money more than they value me. I personally don't want to be around people that I know talk shit about me when I'm not around, do not defend me when I'm not around, are not fully supportive of me. They just want to make $1 off of me, or they just want to say they have access to me. They just want for people to know that they can call me at a moment's notice, or just stuff like that. Like, excuse me. Now, I know that I'm not some big ass celebrity, but I have to be honest with myself. I am known, to some degree. And when I started to realize that me being known affected the way people actually view me as a person, a living, breathing entity, it started to become very hurtful. Because people started to lose empathy for me, I feel like, when they saw the type of attention that I get, they saw how smart I am, they see how pretty I am, they see the type of money I make. Like, people no longer root for you a lot of the time when you start doing well or doing better than them. Now, have I asked myself sometimes in sense of ego, am I just getting too big for my britches? Do I just feel like I'm better than people? Sometimes I have to be honest and acknowledge. Sometimes, yes, I have felt like that. Sometimes I haven't wanted to deal with people because I'm not seeing their growth monetarily or emotionally. So I just don't see the growth that they're making. So has it made me not want to deal with them in that sense? Yes. But also, I'm a person that I'm not as black and white as I used to be, but I'm also a person, I just cannot deal with just pretending to be okay with shit, pretending to like shit if I'm not okay with it. I can't deal with pretending to enjoy being around a person that I feel like has the depth of a goldfish. I can't. And why I say I feel like I'm not okay lately mentally, because I crave companionship, I crave friendship. I miss my mom. And with all of that kind of totaling up, and then me having to try to be kind of back in this negative environment, I'm having to work really hard to make sure that the environment isn't negatively affecting me, because it's like I have no choice but to consistently show up in this environment now, because I have no choice when it comes to needing a place to live. And when I was in this type of situation before, living in a hotel, no car, taking Ubers, going to work every day, I had my mom. And she never enjoyed the fact that I was a dancer, but my mom's pep talks, or my mom just being there, just knowing that I have somebody on my team having my back, was just a different feeling. So in that sense, yeah, sometimes I don't really feel okay. But I'm learning how to navigate that feeling. And what is it called? And to say all of that, I'm realizing that I am truly the author of my own fate. I truly can change my own destiny. I am in control of my own destiny. God is the biggest thing in my life. God is the ruler. God writes the script, you know. I just try to do the work, put forth what I think that God really wants me to do, and try to do my best. And I'm human, and I'm going through a lot. And I have to find out how to navigate that the best way possible. And while I do want to openly navigate it to inspire people, I also feel a heavy heart in the sense I don't want anybody to look at what I'm going through and be motivated to go become a stripper. Because I barely really want to be a stripper. But in our situations in life, we have to do what we have to do. And we have to make the best out of our situations. We have to save ourselves. Because I realize more than anybody could ever show me that I'm only here to save myself. Nobody else gave a fuck about me when I was living in the car. Nobody else gave a fuck about me when I was trying to tell them what I was going through. Nobody checked up on me, none of that. I have a few people, yes. But the people that I would have wanted to be there for me, the people that I had been there for religiously, the people that made money off of me, I made sure they had money, showed me that when I was no longer able to make them money, I was out of sight, out of mind. That when I was no longer held to a certain standard of, I guess, mysterious baddie that just this and that it was out of sight, out of mind. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people are pretending to be happy. A lot of people are pretending to be rich. A lot of people are pretending to be in a good relationship. A lot of this life is people pretending. And I want to navigate life being authentic, being genuine, being kind, valuing people over $1. Because it's just fucking copy paper. Like, I can never stress that point enough. That's why I just don't see myself doing certain things beyond a point for it. That's why I don't see myself snaking people out for it. Have I been in that position before mentally? Yes. Am I in it? No. Anymore? No. Fuck no. I don't feel the need to move certain ways anymore. Because I've come to realize it is just copy paper. But to see that people truly value $1 over people, over caring how people are, that's why I try to make as much like mental health content, check up on people, be kind to people content as I can, because people are really wicked out here. People are really soulless out here, and people really don't value you beyond what they can take from you or get from you. And that's hurtful. It is. I don't give a fuck how pussy I sound saying that. Like, that's hurtful. So I find myself lately experiencing a deep sense of loneliness because I want friendship. I want companionship. I want people to do shit with. I want someone where I could go places and take my mind off of my situation and feel happy in moments, you know? And I could do it for myself, but I want to have a genuine friend. But I don't come across a lot of people that can be that. And I don't want to find myself romanticizing a person's potential for them being a good friend to me and not paying attention to how bad of a friend they actually are. So mentally, I'm like in between good and like bad. Like I'm alright. I'm learning how to navigate everything. best way I can. But I'll be okay. I will. It just takes some growing, you know? So on that note, you guys, be kind to people. Value people beyond monetary gain. Check up on people. Check up on your strong friends. Be there for people. Be genuinely there for people. Like, sometimes just call up a friend and ask them if they need help organizing their closet. Just something, you know, like, be there for people. Don't just only want to link up with people to smoke and drink and be in the club. Be a good friend, because people truly need it. You never know what people are going through. So this has been therapy session number 2, y'all. Oh, lordy. We're gonna be okay, y'all. We're gonna be okay.